However, law of attraction, if you've been beating the drum of something, if you've been focused upon something not wanted and you've been beating the drum of it for a while, now it's not the easiest thing in the world to start beating a different drum, is it? Because you've sort of developed that pattern of thought. If you think about something in a certain way for a while, it becomes active within you, and if you keep it up, it becomes dominantly active within you. Someone said to us recently, Abraham, it feels like my thoughts are thinking me. And we say, well, that's law of attraction at work. When you get going on a jag, when you get on a theme, when you start talking about it, thinking about it, writing about it, having conversations about it, joining online chat groups about it, in other words, when you make something active in your vibration, it's active in your vibration. And the longer you make something active in your vibration that is contrary to who you really are and what you really know, the worse and worse and worse you'll feel. Until eventually, you'll have more than the indicator of emotion that points out your discord. You'll start having the indicator of physical sensation in your body. You'll start having things bumping up on your body. You'll start having things bumping out of your body. You'll start having diagnoses about your body. You'll start having more and more and more indicators of the discord. But that's all they are. Every manifestation that you live, everything that you call real life, all this stuff, your home, your bank account, your relationships, your body, everything about your life experience is an indicator of your vibrational countenance. That's all it is. So if you like what's going on, don't change anything. Keep thinking the thoughts, keep speaking the words, keep hanging out with the same people, keep watching the same movies, keep doing what you're doing. If you like the manifestations that you're living, then those indicators are telling you how you're vibrating, and if you like it, change nothing. But if you've got a deadly diagnosis and you're not ready to croak, we like that disrespectful word, since there is no death. If you've got some diagnosis and you don't want it, all you have to do is acknowledge that all it is an indicator of your vibration. And if you change your vibration, the indicator has to change. Has to change. Everything that is the result of vibration. And if you don't like the result, change the vibration. That's all. How do I change a vibration? Think differently. Well, how do I think differently? That's the way I've always thought. Well, start paying attention to how the thoughts feel instead of the content of the thought. You see, you've been making the decisions about what you think based upon what others have told you is the rightness or the wrongness of the thought. So a group of disconnected people get together and they make a bunch of laws, and they lay down the law, they lay down the rule, and they say to everyone, including you, this is right and this is wrong. Or they say, this is true and this is false. And we say, oh, there's only one criteria that you are wanting to use as your determination about whether you give your thoughts airtime or not. And that is, how do they feel when you think them? Because if you care about how you feel when you think them, you care about how the source within you sees them. In other words, there are many things that are absolutely true that you don't want active in your vibration because you don't want to live them. There are many things that other people say are right that you don't want to live just because they say are right. In other words, everybody is creating their own reality, and truth doesn't mean diddly squat. It just means that's somebody's indicator of how they held their thoughts. In other words, you give enough attention to something, you're going to create a reality. And the thing that is so screwy about the way most humans are looking at life is somebody over there, maybe a lot of people, are giving their attention to unwanted things, activating a vibration about it until it becomes a manifestation in their life, and then they claim it's true. They write books about it, they put monuments about it, and then they put it in your classroom textbooks, and they say to you and your children, now you must think about these things because they are true. And we would say, we would not give any of our attention to any of those things that are true unless they felt good when we thought about them. Because whatever you are giving your attention to, whether you think it's true, whether you think it's false, whether you think it's good, whether you think it's bad, one thing is always true. Your attention to it causes an activation of it in your vibration. And an activation of it in your vibration sets you up for either alignment with who you are or not. Are you seeing how important it is? When you are thinking a thought that sets you up for alignment, now you're tuned in, tapped in, turned on. Now you've got clarity, now you've got rhythm, now you've got passion, now you've got the energy that creates worlds flowing through you in a non-resisted way. But if you focus upon something that is true that gets you separated, now you've got separated energy. And do you know that every illness that you have ever heard of or ever will hear of, there are about 100 more being created today, every illness that you've ever heard of is as a result of someone's split energy. And in the majority of cases, it's because some well-meaning person was giving their attention to something not wanted, but that they believed was true, and they activated it so strong in their vibration that they split themselves. They did not allow themselves to be who they are, and you just can't take that very long before you start having manifestational evidence that is the true indicator of the split in your vibration. Isn't it nice to know? You would not put Novocaine in your hands and feet and legs and arms so that you could hug the hot stove. You say, oh, this is so much better now. It used to hurt when I did this. But now I've been to therapy. I was counseled, and I've come to see the errors of my ways, and I realized I was just too sensitive. And now I have no problem at all. I can walk on sharp things. Makes a bloody mess, but doesn't hurt. And except for the odd odor, I don't mind hugging the stove at all. We know we're extreme there, but you know, you do that. You do that. You hold yourself to things that are painful, all in the spirit of not hurting someone else's feelings or doing what someone else expects of you or keeping up with whoever it is or not standing out like a sore thumb. In other words, there are a whole lot of people. In fact, do you know that the majority of the people who surround you have little regard to the way they feel about anything and think their thoughts almost completely because they have been approved by someone outside of them rather than because they feel good within? So we're wanting you to understand that until you become aware of your own emotional guidance system, until you make a decision that you care how you feel, until you understand that you must keep up with you if you are to be who you are, and even more important, if you are to live the joyous life you've intended, you got to keep up with you. You just can't not keep up with you. So we like to explain it to you this way, and it's such an easy way for you to hear this. You got this picture of law of attraction and its powerful drawing power. It's drawing to your vibrational escrow all things that are necessary for the manifestation of everything that you've been asking for. So when you've been asking for more money, there it is pulsing this improved financial condition, and there is a veritable fortune there amassed for you as a result of the contrast you've lived and the rockets that you've sent there. So here is this fantastic fortune that is there vibrationally encoded to you, and law of attraction responding to it powerfully and calling all components that are necessary for the manifestation of that to that point, that vibrational point, and calling you there too. So to you, it feels like the sensation of a powerful stream that is flowing in the direction of all things wanted by you and all things that you have vibrationally become. So we see you. You take your rubber raft down to the river's edge, and invariably, we love you very much, but you do not seem very wise about this river. You point your raft upstream and begin paddling. And we say, wouldn't you like to just turn and go with the current? And our human friends in most cases say, oh, Abraham, that just seems lazy. And we say, but the current is so strong. And you say, oh yes, but everyone who amounts to anything has learned to paddle very hard against this current. It's the way we measure each other in terms of virtue and strength. Those are the ones we make the monuments for. Those that suffer the hardest, those are the ones that we make the biggest plaques to put on the biggest walls. And we listen kindly always because we understand that it's not easy to not do what others around you do, especially when you're little and learning from them. But we want you to know that we've seen this broader picture, and nothing that you want is upstream. Not one thing that you want is upstream. It's all downstream, because law of attraction is calling it in the direction of that which is your vibrational escrow, and your vibrational escrow is being tended by the broader part of you.